This is Umar for BoxNation. I'm joined by Umar Williams here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. When I last saw you in London, your interview got some traction. It wasn't nothing to do with Hamzah Sheeraz.
Yeah, man. You know, it's a lot of fighters in the game that come from me. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fighters in the game that mention my name and, want to put me down or whatever they want to do. But that's okay because I've learned to deal with that. I've learned that it's just a part of the game. It's part of being a top fighter. You know, people going to come for you, and that's just what it is on that. I don't even want to go too deep into that.
All right, I'll ask one question on it because people will be like, who are you talking about? I'm talking about Billy Joe Saunders. And he said, look, I'm a two weight world champion, I should say. Umar Williams can't even mention me.
I won't. I won't mention him. I won't. He gets his wish. I won't mention him.
What does he do well, in your opinion? I don't know how much you've seen of Hamzah. What does he do well?
Hamzah has a good jab. Hamzah knows how to attack. He knows how to come forward when he gets a person hurt. Hamzah is a good finisher. He has a good body, a good frame. He's tall. And that's about pretty much what I've taken from it as far as his strengths and what I've prepared for. Yeah, that's about it.
Do you think it's too early for him?
I feel like if you look at his record, he hasn't faced anyone like me at all. I mean, it's not even close. It's not even someone you could take off his record and compare it to me. And things like that are very important as far as adaptability and adjustment skills. If you have a couple of fights in your repertoire where you can make a couple connections and it makes it easy for you to adjust in a spot. It's like speed chess. But if everything's new as far as the type of fighter, the type of opponent, then it's just so much mental fortitude that goes into the adaptations that you have to make, the adaptations that you have to make to a fighter. And I just think that that's going to play a huge role in this fight. I know that's going to play a huge role in this fight because not only, he hasn't fought someone like me, I'm a completely different level than what I've been, so I'm just excited to show what I can do on June 1st, man. I'm really excited.
He's been saying you're worried about his height because of that face-off you had on TNT Sports. So do you want to just respond to that, clarify that?
He's the tallest fighter in the division. I mean, yes. I mean, at a certain point, if you're realistic about fighting, you realize that there are aspects of a fight that makes a person's style. And the very first thing in that is body type. That's the first thing because the body type of a fighter, it's kind of their limitation in a sense. It shows their playing ground, what they can do. The options they have most of the time come from the body type of the fighter. If you get a shorter guy, more stocky, of course they got to come forward. They got to get on the inside. That's what they have to do. You get a tall guy, rangy, they got to stay on the outside. It's things they have to do. You get a mid-sized guy, they got to work their way in or they got to adjust to what they got. Tall guy, short guy. So, yes, I focus on, the things that can't change. He can't change his height. He can't change his reach. He can't change these things no matter what he tries to do. He can't. So if you're making game plan, if you're thinking war strategy, the first thing you want to do is, build off the foundation. The foundation is what he physically brings into the ring. And, yes, I do highlight that because I've built a game plan off of that. That's just being smart. That's just strategy. People can say what they want to say about it, but I'm very experienced. I fought all types of guys. And, what I'm making these predictions from and the game plan I'm making and things like that, it all comes from experience. So that's why I highlight that.
That height obviously gives him a big frame, a big body to target. Is that going to be a key factor in this fight?
Absolutely. It's like if you know about basketball, it's like a shooting guard going against the center in a one-on-one. He's so tall. He's away from the ground. He's long. He's lanky. Quick little darts. And he has a lot to balance. He's very linear. He's up. Me doing the little choppy steps and turning, moving around like a running back and things like that. He's tall. It's harder for somebody to keep up with that type of pace, motion, movement. It's just a mass thing on a scientific level. You know what I mean? Structure, mass. Think about the structure of buildings, like the Eiffel Tower, waves and things like that. Trying to move it around, and you get more of a sturdy build, and with more of a boxy frame and things like that. It's more strong. It's more close to the ground. Things like that. So, yeah, man, I'm just ready, and people can say what they want about how I game plan and strategize. I've read so many books over war strategy and things like that. I have a lot of confidence in the way that I approach war.
Most importantly, to get the win for yourself, your family, your career, of course. But Eddie and you have had a great journey so far, and I'm sure you've been filled in about the rivalry between him and Frank Warren, and he really likes you. But if you can win on Saturday, he'll like you even more.
Absolutely. I mean, Eddie been building me up since I was 22 years old, giving me worldly experiences since I was 22. Madison Square
and I should
Garden.
say, actually, Frank Warren's made Hamzah captain, so he's really banking on this
He's really
fight.
banking on him, yes. Madison Square Garden, MGM Grand, multiple times. Madison Square Garden, multiple times. The O2 Arena, multiple times. Mexico, Riyadh now. Things of this nature. People don't understand how experienced I really, truly am. And I want to give back to Eddie for that, for those experiences, for having tough opposition, for having a consistency of my career, getting 16 fights since 2019 with the COVID-19 year. Things like that just make me very excited to show who I am and what I can do for Matchroom Boxing. And, on Saturday night, I'm definitely going to get the win for myself, my team, and for Eddie Hearn.
Has Frank Warren made a mistake?
Frank Warren has made a huge mistake, and it will be shown about 2 minutes into the first round. He'll see Hamzah react to certain things in a way that he's never seen before. And at that point in time, I'm sure Eddie might gaze over to Frank Warren, and he'll know. He'll understand.
Williams, appreciate your time. Best of luck this Saturday, and hopefully speak after the fight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.